Welcome to the party, pal. Your neighborhood master cow back with another dose of movie love. And guess what? Today, right now, you and I are going to watch the Snyder Cut. This video is designed to be a watch-along video. I'm going to be stopping at each chapter. There's 6 chapters, I believe, for the film released. So I'm stopping at each chapter and sort of giving you my thoughts, taking a minute to catch my breath, sort of take in everything that's happened, and give you my thoughts chapter per chapter. So it'll be watch along party / review. So if you're planning to watch the Snyder Cut, let's watch it together. It is currently, there's a little button, 12:41. The Snyder Cut has dropped on HBO Max. And pal, I'm ready. Got my energy drink, got my popcorn. I'm gonna watch the whole thing straight through with you. Of course, this video is not going to be 4 hours, but, you know, it'll be as long as it needs to be to capture my honest initial reaction to this amazing moment in cinema history. Now, I mentioned in another video that there's something like this has never happened before. Somebody brought up The Exorcist, Dominion, and the prequel and things like that. That's true, that did happen. But this is the only time in cinema history that the fans have had a word when it comes to the rewriting of cinema history. The fans have affected it. Exorcist and the prequel, that's another story. That was a studio base. This is the a fan-centric redo. Amazing. I cannot wait to dig into this. Okay, Justice League. 4-hour Snyder Cut. Popcorn. Nice and hot. Look at that. I hope you have a little snack, a little something to nosh on as we enjoy. Ready? Part 1, let's do it. Woo! Done with part 1. Don't count on it, Batman. We're about 37 minutes into this 4-hour and 2-minute movie. And that was an epic beginning. I don't know what you thought about it, but let me know in the comments. As we go along, feel free to have a list of comments. I don't care if your comment is super long. I'll read it and I'll comment back to you. I liked it. I really liked that beginning. What I love about it is the opening credits. We got to see how Superman's death, we got to see that moment again, sort of affected the world in regards to the mother boxes. We saw that, we met Cyborg, we saw that he has one, we saw Amira, we know that she's got one, and Themyscira, we saw that they have one as well. 3 mother boxes, that's our plot. We've already set in motion that knowing that the Earth's greatest defender, Superman, is dead. Now, everybody who has the mother box knows that they're fair game. So that's a really good setup. It feels very epic. I gotta be honest, I love that song from the Justice Cut. Everybody knows. I love that cover. And I kind of love what they did with those credits about, Superman is gone and the world's falling apart. I kind of love those credits. But I like how this sets up our plot and we understand what the mother box, at least we understand the mother boxes are a thing. They're the MacGuffin that we need to worry about. So that's established. My favorite thing about this segment, I love seeing Mark McClure, was that his name? The original Jimmy Olsen from the original Superman, Richard Donner's Superman. I love seeing Jimmy Olsen there as a cop. Amy Adams brings him a coffee. I love that. I know he was in the movie. I think he was I don't think he was in the Justice League one. But I like seeing him. He's awesome. That was a fun cameo. My least favorite thing was that cringy singing that those girls did in Reykjavik or whatever, Iceland. When Aquaman left the village, they were like singing this like really cringy song. I didn't get that. It was kind of poetic but kind of cringy at the same time. Not my favorite. I also like the fact that they're dropping F-bombs in this. That's pretty nuts. The Wonder Woman scene was epic when she machine gun fought all those bullets. I mean, that's sort of a callback to her first movie. That's awesome. I love that. And I love that scene with the little girl. The little girl says, can I grow up to be like you? And she says, you can be anything you want. Now, that's great. That's a message that I think was missing from Wonder Woman 1984. I love that. I love that very much. It definitely humanizes her. Now, we haven't met Wonder Woman. We haven't met Flash yet. He's the only one who we have not touched base with. So hopefully we'll meet him in part 2. But so far, I love it. I am down to clown. I love the Themyscira action sequence. You know, seeing Steppenwolf with his ultimate bassy voice, a thick bassy voice. Oh my god. I love watching him throw around horses. That was nuts. One thing I don't love is the 4:3 aspect ratio. They black bars on the sides, just for you to know, and the picture's stretched. This is apparently for IMAX viewing. I don't have IMAX on my TV. Nobody does. I would have preferred regular widescreen. It makes for a weird viewing experience, especially for something so epic. You feel like you need that scope. But I'm sure I'll get used to it. Small nitpick. Anyway, on to part 2. Woo! Okay, that was part 2, Age of Heroes. Holy crap. I mean, apropos title, first of all, because we got to see that big first fight with a young Darkseid and the original heroes of Earth, which included a Green Lantern and Zeus. Holy crap. I had no idea who that guy was. For some reason, I thought that was like a Shazam or something, like the first Shazam or some shit. Zeus and Green Lantern kicked the shit out of Darkseid in an epic sequence. Now, we know a little bit more about the mother boxes, which is something that I always wasn't really too clear on. Like, what the hell are the mother boxes exactly? I mean, essentially, now we know that they're big bombs. If they come together, the planet is fucked. Good enough. Got it. We got to keep them apart and away from the parademons, which now we know the parademons aren't just, you know, whatever little weird aliens. They're the that's what the mother boxes does to a planet. It kind of explodes a planet and turns it into the conqueror's homeworld. And then the people who live on that planet turn into parademons. That's sort of what the mother box does. It basically, I guess, rearranges the universe or rearranges reality or something like that. You know, some kind of alternate universe burn down kind of a thing. It's interesting. It's an interesting take. Obviously, it's a comic book movie, so it's got to have some kind of like fantastical element when it comes to the MacGuffin. And of course, we got the biggest MacGuffin in the world with the mother boxes, which is very similar to what Marvel did. I wonder which came first. I wonder. Something tells me DC came first. Anyway, that was part 2. And still no Barry Allen. We get a little more hint. It looks like Alfred is hunting him down. But still no Flash. I wonder why they're waiting so long. But we did get to see a cool rescue with Aquaman, which is that cool sequence of him on that little like boardwalk thing with the waves crashing from the trailer that we thought was so badass. Finally got to see that scene. I got to see a little bit more Wonder Woman doing some Indiana Jones stuff, looking into the history of the Amazonians. I like that stuff. And I love the big Age of Heroes battle. That was fantastic. Okay, we're about an hour and 9 minutes into this 4-hour and 2-minute movie. Let's start part 3. I'll be back after that. Woo! Part 3, Beloved Mother, Beloved Son. Wow, we got a chunk of story there. Now, I think I might have mentioned in the beginning that it's going to be non-spoilery. I'm not going to really go into exactly what happens and things like that. I'm just going to call out things that I loved about the different parts. But, you know, heads up, there might be spoilery elements. I apologize for that. But to give a review of each part, I do have to kind of give things away. So just heads up, there might be some spoilery things in here. If you don't want to watch anymore, I understand. Just leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, because I'll be here tomorrow, and I hope you will be as well. And come on back when you've seen the Snyder Cut. Okay, part 3. Wow. Lots of stuff. We just talked about how we haven't seen Barry Allen. We met Barry, and what an introduction. That scene with Iris with the music. Beautiful, poetic scene. I really love it. Now, Zack Snyder's the kind of guy who wears his heart on his sleeve. And a lot of people could probably interpret it as cheesy and kind of lame sometimes. But I love that he finds poetry in the weirdest moments. I also love that he's able to inject humor. Like he's rescuing Iris, and then Barry sees the hot dog and he grabs the hot dog. And you think, oh, he's going to eat that later. Why would he put a hot dog in his pocket? It plays in later. I really love how that element is thrown in there. It really builds the character. And in one scene, we really understand Barry Allen. We really get him. We get to see Barry's dad, where that whole thing is explained. And I love that this is a long movie. I really do. because we needed to make up for lost time. They're doing in 4 hours what the MCU did in, what, 20 movies? So you have to give everybody characters. You have to give everybody time to breathe. You have to give everybody motivation. You can't just say, hey, I'm fast. Hey, I'm a robot man. You have to give them time to develop. And I love that. I genuinely love that. And I think it's going to be hard for me to watch a regular superhero movie now, knowing that, you know, with a little more time, it could be something quite astounding. Now, yes, the concept is silly. It's hard to shake off the silliness of little flying demon guys. But I gotta say, I really like Steppenwolf in this. I really like his look. You can see his face better. There's a lot more expression on his face. I like that he's sort of like this lackey who wants to impress Darkseid. I love that lava hologram guy. I'm not sure who that is, but I really like that effect. I'm really liking Steppenwolf, and I'm really understanding his journey, and I'm really, I'm not rooting for him, but I understand where he's coming from, and I loved that underwater battle with Aquaman. I won't get into too much details, but you know what struck me as weird? One thing I didn't like about this segment? Mira has a British accent. What? She doesn't have a British accent in Aquaman. If memory serves me, she talked like this. You know, she was essentially American. She didn't have a British accent, but here, Amber Heard has a British accent. That's very strange to me. We also get to see a lot more of Vic Stone and Cyborg's journey, and I love how he sort of gets to discover his powers. And I love that scene with the mom. What a beautiful sequence. I'm not going to go into spoilers on it, but I thought that was a very powerful way, a comic book movie way, a comic book panel way of showing us, without telling us, that this guy has a big heart and he's got this immense power, but he's going to use it for good. I love it. Okay, part 4. Are you ready? We're about just shy of halfway through this thing. I'm excited. I love it. I can't wait. What time is it now, actually? I can't see what time it is. It is 2:53 a.m., almost 3 a.m. Chugging along. Let's go. Part 4. All right, Chapter 4, Change Machine. Holy crap. That tunnel fight was way better in this version. My God, it was so clear and clean, and it was epic. Dang. Oh, I loved it. We got to see some Commissioner Gordon, and we got to see the team together for the first time. We're about 2 hours and 22 minutes into the 4 hour and 2 minute movie. I'm not going to give anything away. I don't want to give too many spoilery things away. I did love the scene with Martha and Lois. I thought that was really great. Couple surprises in this chapter. A couple surprises I won't get into, but pretty exciting stuff. I really love that tunnel fight. I thought this version is a lot better, a lot cleaner. It all made more sense. You know what really is striking me as unique in this version, obviously because it's longer, but they really feel like a team. They really feel like this is the genesis of a team. You know, they're coming together in a very organic, and almost, God, well, I'm blanking on the word. It's so late. It's like 3:30 in the morning here. And it's coming together in a very genuine, organic way. And I love that. I love that. It really feels, I mean, this obviously feels like we're watching a whole season of television, but the story is big. And I love the inclusion that not only do we have the mother boxes, but we have this thing called the end of life equation or something, the afterlife equation. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that's another layer to the whole thing. I won't get into that because I don't want to spoil anything, but I like that. I like that Steppenwolf is doing his thing and he's a threat, but he doesn't feel like the end-all be-all threat that Darkseid would be, meaning that he can get beat up. I love, there's a scene where he fights Mira and she drowns him. I thought that was really kind of cool. But overall, he feels like a believable bad guy. I still love the look of him. I think there's a scene here where we got a close-up of like his shell head and it looked real. So, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with these effects so far. Now, of course, we're getting into the territory where the team is together. They have discovered that The mother boxes rearrange matter, or, reestablish matter, bring it to life. And everyone thought, hey, let's use it to bring back Superman. Now, remember in the Joss Whedon cut, or version, I guess, I didn't really understand how the mother boxes brought back Superman. Wow, that's late. Hence the coffee. So this one makes more sense to me. Okay, the mother boxes, the analogy was, if a house burns down, the elements, the atoms are still there of the house. They've become smoke. The mother box has the power to rearrange the elements in that smoke and turn it back into a house, hence restoring life. Well, we're rushing into part 5. We have 6 or 7 parts. How many parts are there? I have a feeling there's 7. I thought there was 6. There's 7, I think. Anyway, we're rushing into part 5. And this is, I think, when we get some Superman action. By the way, in this last segment, we finally got to see Bruce Wayne as Batman. That was great. Big old action sequence. Love that. I'm enjoying the shit out of this movie. I hope you are as well, my friend. Okay. Part 5. Hold on to your butts. Whoa, part 5. All the King's Horses. Soups is back. My boy is back. Now, it is, I would say, fairly similar to the Justice cut, the Justice League. And so, something I still don't understand, I thought would be clarified here. I still don't really get why Superman attacks the League. They're the people who first show up. I mean, I'm guessing because Cyborg's armor reacts to a threat. Superman thinks he's under attack, and so he has to fight back. But he's decidedly evil. Like, he doesn't look like a good dude. He looks like a bad guy, right? So I guess you can sort of see where the hints of Nightmare Superman come into play. Some interesting things here. I'm not going to give away, no spoilers, but there's some interesting flash forwards to events that I thought were very interesting, that they would kind of reveal those, or I guess reveal a possible scenario. We're not at the Nightmare world yet. We haven't had that Nightmare sequence yet. We haven't seen Joker yet. We have quite a bit of movie left. I think we're 2 hours and 53 minutes in. About to start part 6. 2 more parts. And then we've got this thing wrapped up. So we've got a little over an hour left. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But it takes Superman 2 hours and 40 minutes to appear. It is a substantial amount of time. But I feel like even though I'm not done yet with the movie, I feel like the movie's moving along pretty fast. It doesn't feel like it's dragging. It doesn't feel like a long movie. It's moving along pretty quickly, and I'm pretty engaged. I'm not bored. I'm following it even more than the Justice cut. I really like it. I'm trying to not say too much because I don't want to get spoilery, but I'm really loving it so far. I think this section, for Soups fans, this is when it really kicks in, and part 5 is when Soups comes into play. And part 6, let's see what we have in store. I'm still waiting for Nightmare Joker, and the black suit. That has not made an appearance yet. Let's see. Part 6, let's go. Okay, so part 6, Something Darker, is the big third act finale. Now, I'm just going to say it's a lot better than the Justice League finale. It looks nicer. Doesn't look as low budgety. The action feels cleaner and clearer. I don't know why. It just plays better. And everybody has something crucial to do. And gone is that Russian family that Flash was saving. Flash is crucial. And Cyborg is crucial. And it is fantastic. Completely different finale. I mean, similar, but completely different in scope. It is way bigger what they attempt to do here. And they succeed, I think. Now, of course, Superman finally comes to the rescue here. He's got the black suit on. It's not a healing suit. That's supposed to be in the comics. It's supposed to be like a healing suit. Looks like he just found it on the ship. And he's like, hell yeah, black. Let's do it. I honestly, overall, I really like seeing them interact. I love seeing the League hang out and just a couple quiet scenes together, them talking, bantering. I love that. I really like that. I like Alfred. I love that Alfred's all over this movie. I like that Alfred got to meet the team. I like that Alfred got to meet Superman. I love that. I love all that. It makes it real. It makes it a family. It doesn't. It's not just explosions and stuff like that. It makes it feel like there's actual stakes and a human equivalent to all the CGI tomfoolery, for lack of a better word. I'm not going to give too much away about the ending, but I was very impressed by how they really used everybody in a very unique way, a very special way. And of course, Superman comes in and kicks the shit out of our boy Steppenwolf, but he deserved it. He was a bad dude. We got to see more Darkseid, which is great. But don't get your hopes up. Darkseid isn't a big part of this movie, but he's in it. He's definitely in it more than Thanos ever was until he finally showed up, in Avengers Infinity War. So that's the good news. Okay, we got one more chapter 7, also known as Epilogue. I'm curious because I know now hopefully we're gonna get Joker. Hopefully we're gonna get Deathstroke. I know he's in this. He's supposed to be. Only one way to find out. Let's rush on into the final portion. We are at 3 hours and 34 minutes into the movie. Got, about 30 minutes left. So, a little less with credits. So, let's say 25 minutes left. Let's dig into the final portion, and then I'll discuss that and give you my final review. Part 7, Epilogue. Heads up, the movie is really only 3 hours and 53 minutes. So it's not as long as 4 hours, just so you know. There's over 7 minutes of credits. Actually, I haven't checked to see if there's anything at the end of the credits. 1 second. Okay, I can confirm there's no end credit sequence. I have to give some spoilery thoughts. I'm going to save that towards the end. But overall, this gets 5 stars. I am so happy with this movie. This movie's amazing. I'm a big Zack Snyder fan. I'm a big fan of his DC movies. I love Man of Steel. I really loved BVS. This feels like the great final chapter. Maybe, potentially not final chapter. But it feels like he really put a period on it. From beginning to end. I wish Superman was in it more. He's not, but I guess it makes sense with the way the story's laid out. That's my only gripe. I wish there was more Superman, but that was my gripe for the other one as well. And as far as the epilogue itself goes, this is where the nightmare sequence is. And this is, I think, where all the new footage really went. We get Joker. We do get Deathstroke. We get Lex Luthor, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into the details of the scene, but I will say it paints a picture for a very interesting future installment if we ever do get Justice League 2, which is rumored that if this is successful, it may happen. If that happens, they have painted a picture. They have embarked on a path that sounds so crazy interesting that it could redefine how we see superhero movies. It's so amazing. I don't know if it's in the comics or not, the whole Nightmare World scenario, but it is epic, and it could be quite powerful. I hope we get to see it. Who knows? 5 stars. I loved it. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Round of applause, and he dedicated the movie to his daughter, who unfortunately took her own life. And there's even a billboard in the movie for suicide prevention. I thought that was a really nice touch. That's sad. Autumn, rest in peace. Okay, spoilery thoughts. At the end, we get to see Martian Manhunter. Whoa! How awesome is that? Martian Manhunter comes out of nowhere. I will say his CG is pretty bad. He looks like a cartoon character. Maybe he just was rushed. They didn't have time to smooth him out, but he didn't look as physical a CG element as Steppenwolf. But I'm glad he's here. We've established we got Martian Manhunter in the movie, in the universe. He's going to join the Justice League. That's pretty cool. That's a fun way to end it. And the nightmare sequence shows us that in the future, in some nightmare version of the future, Batman teams up with Joker and Deathstroke to fight an evil Superman. Mind blown. We'll see what happens. Okay, pal. It is currently... I don't know if you can see that. 6:02 a.m. Kids are going to wake up for school pretty soon. I need to go to bed. I got to edit this and upload it for you to watch. So I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for watching the Justice League with me, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Remember to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you. I'm tired. I remain to be continued.